After Jesus died, his body was wrapped in a linen shroud by Joseph and placed in a tomb carved out of rock, with a stone rolled against the entrance. Mark chapter 15, verse 46. We're familiar with Jesus' death as he said, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit," before breathing his last, Luke chapter 23, verse 46. But what happened next? While we know his body was in Joseph's tomb, what about his human soul? Dear viewers, if you found this discussion on Christian beliefs and biblical insights engaging and enlightening, we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more enriching content like this. Before we continue, it's important to grasp the meaning of Sheol. What exactly is Sheol? In the Old Testament, Sheol represents the realm of departed souls, encompassing both the righteous figures like Jacob and Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 13 to 14, and the wicked, Psalm 31, verse 17. When we move to the New Testament, Sheol is equated with Hades, which shares similarities with the Greek mythological concept of Hades. This place, according to biblical descriptions, lies beneath the earth's surface. Numbers chapter 16, verse 30 to 33, akin to a structured city with gates and enclosed by bars. It's depicted as a land of darkness, where shades or shadowy souls reside, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9, known as the land of forgetfulness, Psalm 88, verse 12. Within Sheol, there's a lack of activity and wisdom, and notably, it's a place where praise towards God is absent. In the New Testament, we encounter a detailed portrayal of the afterlife in Luke chapter 16, verse 19 to 31. Here, similar to Greek mythology's Hades, biblical Sheol comprises two compartments: Hades proper, where the rich man is sent, Luke chapter 16, verse 23, and Abraham's bosom, where Lazarus is carried by angels, Luke chapter 16, verse 22. Hades proper represents a realm of torment, where souls experience anguish due to fire. In contrast, Abraham's bosom, although close to Hades, is separated by a great chasm, Luke chapter 16, verse 26, and resembles Greek Elysium, a place of comfort and rest. While mysteries persist, a clearer picture emerges. All deceased souls descend to Sheol or Hades, yet it's divided into distinct sections, one for the righteous and another for the wicked. The righteous, predating Christ's time, resided in Sheol with Abraham. Though they lacked connection with the living world and worship of Yahweh on earth, they were spared the torment reserved for the wicked. Where did Jesus go after death? Following his sacrifice for sin, Jesus descends to Hades, the realm of the dead, and breaks open its gates. Some Christians interpret Jesus' words to the thief on the cross in Luke chapter 23, verse 43, as indicating that after his death, Jesus' soul ascended to heaven to be with the Father. However, Luke chapter 23, verse 43 doesn't explicitly state that Jesus would be in God's presence. It indicates being with the thief. Today you will be with me in paradise. Considering the Old Testament and Luke 16, it's plausible that the repentant thief joined the righteous dead at Abraham's side, a place of solace and repose that Jesus terms paradise. Following his sacrificial death, Jesus then descends to Hades, the abode of the deceased, breaking open its gates. He frees not only Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, John the Baptist, and other faithful figures from the Old Testament, but also ransoms them from the grip of Sheol. Psalm 49, verse 15. These souls had awaited liberation for a considerable time, not having received the full promise until their spirits were perfected alongside the saints of the New Covenant. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 39 to 40. Upon his resurrection, Jesus ascends to heaven, bringing the redeemed dead with him. As a result, paradise shifts from its former proximity to torment, ascending to the third heaven, the highest realm where God resides. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 2 to 4. In the era of the church, when the righteous pass away, they don't just go to Abraham's side, but depart to be with Christ, a superior state. Philippians chapter 1 verse 23. Conversely, the wicked stay in Hades in torment until the ultimate judgment, where Hades releases its inhabitants for judgment based on their actions. Subsequently, death and Hades are cast into the lake of fire. Revelation chapter 20 verse 13 to 15. Good news for us. Christ's descent to Hades shows his complete identification with us. He not only bore God's wrath for us, but also experienced death, the separation of his soul from his body. His body lay in Joseph's tomb, Luke chapter 23 verse 50 to 53, while his soul spent 3 days in Sheol, described as being in the heart of the earth, Matthew chapter 12 verse 40. Upon our death, we unite with the angelic hosts and the saints of the past to sing praises to the Lamb. Psalm 16 underscores that Jesus is both like us and distinct. His body, like ours, was buried but did not decay. Similarly, his soul descended to Hades, akin to the Old Testament saints, but he wasn't abandoned there. God raised him from death, reuniting his soul with a glorified body, making him the first fruits of the resurrection. This brings us great joy because those in Christ now skip the realm of forgetfulness where praise is absent. Instead, upon our passing, we join the heavenly chorus and the saints of old, singing praises to the Lamb who sacrificed himself for our salvation. Indeed, the Lord is risen. The Lord is risen indeed.